Hi, everybody. This is Captain Kyle. I'm here at the Great Philly Comic-Con with Mira Furlan, who is a very talented actress, has been in Babylon 5, Lost, and a number of other works. How are you enjoying the con?
It's fun, as always.
Now, do you go to a lot of conventions?
You know, over the years I've been to a lot of conventions, but recently I haven't done them, so I'm kind of back into this whole world. It's fun, always, to meet with people, you know, who like you. What's wrong with that?
Well, welcome back, and I'm glad you're finding people who like you. Is that usually a problem?
Well, you know, I mean, well, that's a good question. No, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but you encounter many different people, and you know, this industry in America is very harsh, and so you sometimes you think you should be liked for your work, but somehow you're not, and it's very confusing. And so here you get this absolute, you know, I would say, you know, let's say not adoration, but love, really love. People give you love and respect, and so it's very nice to feel.
Absolutely. I'm trying to find that myself. So, have gone to a lot of cons. What Babylon 5, awesome, and of course Lost. Have you had an experience with a fan that just sticks out in your mind, that someone had a really either positive experience and they were gushing about your work, or something that sticks out in your mind with a fan?
Well, you know, at one of my first conventions, I mean, when I started doing conventions, I would notice this red-haired woman who was always there and would always come to my table and talk to me in a very, very intelligent way, a lively, smart woman who knew what she liked and what she didn't like. And I would see her at almost every convention that I went to. Over the years, she became my friend. And then she actually became my assistant for all things technological. So she designed because she was a nurse, she was an excellent, you know, in technologically wise, a nerd. she liked that. So she was very knowledgeable, very skillful, very, you know, she did a lot of work. I mean, she constructed my website, she did my, you know, fan Facebook page, and so on and so forth. And then a couple of years ago, I got this horrible news that she died. She was my age. So she died of a heart attack, completely unexpected. And it just broke my heart, you know. It was one of those long-term, you know, it's hard to know how to relate to the fans, you know. What is the line that you draw between, you know, private and official? So, but she broke that line by her devotion to me, you know. So I miss her dearly. So this is my main big story about Moira, you know, whom I miss every day. And somehow conventions are not the same without her.
But it sounds like you had a lot of years of great friendship from meeting someone at a con, which is awesome.
It's awesome. It's crazy and beautiful and, you know, unexpected and, you know, yeah, it's one of those little gifts or big gifts that you get from life.
Well, that is awesome. And we all miss her. So let's turn it around a little bit. Since you've been going to a lot of cons, is there someone that you've met who is another guest at the con that you were like, oh my God, I never thought I'd meet this person, this is exciting, or I've just admired their work so much?
Oh, you know, it's a strange thing, you know, when I first started to do cons, of course, I come from a completely different environment. I come from Europe, I come from independent film and theater, lots of theater, you know, and so on and so forth. Suddenly, I was here, you know, with my long resume, from Europe, sitting next to a Playboy bunny from 52 or a wrestler, on the other side. So it's, the absolute democracy of conventions was something that I noticed, In a way, we're all merchandise, and we all have a certain price. So there were incredible actors sitting next to me, together with wrestlers and personalities and so on and so forth. So you see yourself in the context of all of that, and it changes your own relationship with how you view your profession.
That's very cool. So, looking around, and you've been to a lot of cons, you probably notice a lot of people dress up in some interesting outfits. They don't dress normally like you and I. What do you think about all these cosplayers?
I'm not familiar with cosplay. It's a new thing. It kind of happened in my little convention lull when I didn't do them. So I hear that it's like this new big thing, huge thing.
It's been around for a long time, but it's actually gotten more and more popular recently.
Right. It has its own, I'm sure that you have your own conventions.
We do. We're getting there.
Right. So it's a whole new genre. I mean, I'm amazed, I'm amazed at many things. I come from a completely different world. I'm amazed at the, craziness of Twitter and Facebook and this new ways that people do it. But don't ask me about details because I don't know enough. If you can explain it to me, I'd be very, very happy. So what is it? I mean, there's no acting involved.
Well,
just wearing the costume, is it?
It really depends on the cosplayer, because cosplay is like costume role play. So some people will actually get into character and act as if they are that particular character just walking around a con. Some people are just very into the craft and they're not as comfortable being the character, so they will just wear the costume. So you could see someone who is in an awesome costume, but they're not really acting the part, which is perfectly fine. And then you might see someone who's maybe not as a high-quality costume, and they're just in character, and people are like, oh my god, they're just like this person on this show. So a lot of it, and you'll see all kinds of variations in there, and it's all about people having fun and showing their appreciation for fandom.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
So, have you ever thought, I'd like to get into a costume?
Not really. I mean, because this is what you do, I don't have another job where I'm dressed in boring, factory clothes. And then for fun, I do, I wear these outrageous costumes. That's my profession, costumes were always a part of it, but not all of it. They're like a very small part of it. So it's interesting to see how these new ways develop. These new genres, almost. Would you say it's a genre?
Like a genre of just, yeah. It's kind of a very popular, almost culture. There's a cosplay culture out there.
Right. I applaud you. If you have fun and if it makes you happy, if it makes people happy, I'm all for it.
So, switching gears, is there anything that you're working on that you'd like to let people know about?
I'm on a show called Just Add Magic for Amazon. I've been doing it for 2 years. I play an interesting role of a woman who doesn't age.
Which is like real life, right?
Yeah, real life. Yeah, method acting. Yeah. So I go. The series has many flashbacks where characters go back, and then but I always stay the same. So that's fine. And a woman with magical powers. Yeah. So it's been fun. But I don't know if it's gonna continue, as we never know, and we're always at the very beginning. That's what it means to be an actor.
You're definitely like an independent contractor. It's like, oh, you got a job, and then it's like the job ends, and then it's on to the next job, right?
Right. Which is unsettling at times, but it's also it gives you that feeling that you're constantly you never settle in a way. You always have to search for the new thing and kind of develop your own, whatever it is, talent, skill, something.
I totally understand. So where can people follow you on, you were talking about Twitter and Facebook, are you on there?
I'm reluctantly on Twitter. I shouldn't be saying that, but yes, that's the only thing I do. And I have a fan page that our friend Moira set up. But without her, somehow the whole world of social media lost its appeal for me. And, social media, especially now in this new political climate, is so mean. It's so mean. I can't get over it. I don't want to be surrounded by that. I want to get out of this negativity and this superficiality and this whole aggressiveness. So that's and people are so uneducated and they put these false things, and it bothers me. I'm not very comfortable with it, I have to say.
Yeah, the internet has a lot of benefits, but part of the downside is there are people who feel that because they're anonymous behind a keyboard, they can go and put whatever they want out there. They can act as they wouldn't to your face, and they also can, put out information that is incorrect, and some people just take it at face value, which is sad.
It's dangerous. It can be very dangerous, I think.
So be nice on the internet. Okay, so I have 3 quick questions, and then we'll wrap this up. What is your favorite ice cream flavor?
Butterscotch caramel. Crunchy.
You like the caramel, you like the crunch, very, very cool.
Right.
Okay.
Important for my personality, all right?
Okay, and another question. If you could travel in time and visit any era, you don't have to stay there, but visit any era and just spend a little time in it, where would you like to visit?
I'd love to be young in America in the 60s.
All right, so the free love and the drugs, right?
But of course, what else? It's a joke. Don't put it on the internet.
Don't do drugs.
Don't do drugs. No, because it was an incredibly vibrant and interesting period. Also 70s, which I experienced the best music and it was. But the time when change seemed possible, radical political change, and now I don't think it seems possible to young people. Young people are very depressed, it seems to me, and kind of hopeless. That the system cannot change. So that feeling of hope is why I mentioned that period. Yeah. What's the third question?
My third question. Now, you mentioned your character has magical powers. If you could have a magical power in real life, what magical power would you like to have?
Oh, I guess flying.
Flying?
Right.
Is that because you don't like waiting in the TSA lines, or is it just,
Oh, I don't know. The freedom of flying, This need for freedom. You can go anywhere, anytime. That would be fun. To fly around the world. To see it all.
If I ever get the ability to grant abilities, I will give you the power to fly. How's that?
Okay, it's a deal.
Yeah. See, and we have it on video, so I have to do it.
All right. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Anything you want to say to your fans before we go?
Oh, be kind to each other. Don't be mean to each other.
Good word to live by. Everyone, thanks for watching. And as always, have fun and cosplay on.